I have a fun project for today. I don't know if we'll get it finished today, but we're going to give it our best shot. I picked up this board a couple of years ago at the Dollar Tree, and it had the same Santa glued on it like that. And I probably paid, I don't know if it was still when it was $1 or if it was when it went up to $1.25. I don't know. But I knew I didn't want this. But it has a blank side on it. So I just popped this guy off. I can use him for something cute. And I will put a new ribbon cord on here, a pretty one. And then I painted the back of it white, and so now it's a blank canvas. And I can go back and paint over all of this too to make it look polished and finished. But this is what we're going to work on today. And I'm going to do something I've never done. It just occurred to me while I was working on the stencil that it was like, oh, this would be a really cool background. So I have some tissue that I usually, when you order paint and product from me and you're coming by to pick it up, I always put it in a nice bag and put some tissue paper in it. And this is the tissue paper that has all the little sparkles on it. So I thought, well, wouldn't that be great for the background on this? Because I'll have to go get it out of the freezer, but I have a mold that has a beautiful Santa sleigh and the reindeer. And so that's what we're going to put on here. We're going to put the sleigh and the reindeer flying through the sky. All right, I've never decoupaged with a sparkly tissue before. So we're just going to see what happens. It's always fun to experiment. So I took the tissue and wadded it up at a really tight ball because I want all of those wrinkles. And we're getting little sparklies down here. And then I'm just going to tear off sections. And I'm using Dixie Belle Satin Top Coat for the decoupage medium like I always do. And I don't care if these sparkles are there or I just don't care. That's my favorite saying now. I just don't care. So I'm just doing a section here, and then I'm going to just lay this tissue down, and I don't care if I have wrinkles, because I kind of want that texture on here. And so I'm going to just do that all over this whole piece. This is kind of like what we did with the torn paper sack and got all that nice texture with that. This is going to be like our snowy sky, our background for our winter scene. I care about the quality of my paint products, the quality of my stencils. I I care about those things. Once I get all of this tissue paper decoupaged on here, I'll go pull the molds out of the freezer so you guys can see what's going to go on this pretty board. Like this, any of it, even my tissue. You could wad up my tissue and do the same thing. So like if you have scraps, if you've done a project and you have scraps left over, you could use it the same way. It gives you texture, it gives you color, adds a little interest. Okay, so that didn't even take a whole sheet, you guys. I still have some left over, and I brought in another one just in case I needed more. All right, so we're gonna let that dry. Okay. This is the Form Flex clay. I love, love, love the Form Flex clay. It is so easy to work with. And if you don't use all your pieces, if you make extra pieces and have pieces left over, if you just store them in parchment paper in a sealed container, your stuff will stay flexible for a really long time. So I need to make one more deer. There's only one deer. This is the IOD mold. And there's only one deer in it, and so I have to make another one because, you know, we have to have at least two, and that's all that will probably fit on our piece over here. But let's see. I just grabbed this board because it would make it easier to unmold. I did something with these last year. I can't remember what, I think I did it on one of the ornament wood pieces. And I don't know if I'll do these packages, but I just thought as long as I'm doing something. Okay, so we'll have another deer. This is upside down for me, so I don't even know if this even looks right. And another deer flying up here. And that's what we're going to put on our board here. And then I switched, instead of painting it, I did I can't find my words. Vinyl. I did vinyl lettering and carefully placed them on here. And so then we're going to put our sleigh and our reindeer in our packages. And I may come in here and put some small Christmas trees in here too. So, you know, it's just evolving. It's just coming along. Okay, so, and then I have all kinds of things because there's a hole here and a hole here to hang this. So I've got some twine that would work. And I grabbed these because I thought, well, one of these would be really pretty, or taking the gold and the red and making, you know, one twine out of the two of them would be pretty. So I have those, and we've got some greenery that we can get it all fancy with. So, and I think I'm going to start on this sleigh. So I'm just using a detail brush. I just pick packages of these up at Walmart. And they last pretty good. But they're not expensive, so when they're done, and I don't feel bad about it. And you get an assortment of sizes, and that's the best part. Because like when you're doing detail work like this, you need to have brushes that you can get into the detail. Not furniture painting brushes. So we got Santa's suit and get his hat. I like doing detail work like this. It's calming. I have a TV right here and I like to just sit in here and paint. Okay, and I know some of the packages are going to be red. But I'm going to stop at that, and on his little harness on here, I'm going to paint that red. And we might have to tip his nose in red too. Because if there's only one reindeer pulling your sled, it has to be Rudolph, right? Okay, and we'll go back and put his nose on later. Okay, brown. I'm going to use pine cone on the sleigh, and then we're going to go back and put some antiquing over it and some gold gilding wax to bring all of that detail out. Okay, I think we'll do the reindeer first. And I'm thinking I might put some Christmas trees, some pine trees in the background on there. So I enjoy doing detail work like this. Like I was saying earlier, I have a TV right there, and it's just therapeutic to come in here and just sit down and do this kind of work. Set him down and let him dry. And we'll come over here and work on the sleigh. Okay, so this is going to get all fancied up with some gold gilding wax, so it's not going to be like dull. I'm kind of thinking that you guys tell me what you think. Just remember, all this detail is going to have gold gilding wax on it, so it's going to really pop out. But I'm thinking for the base color, I don't want to do the actual sled red because that'll blend in too much with Santa. So how about if I do that a really pretty green, and then it'll have the gold gilding wax over it. Isn't that a gorgeous green? That's called evergreen. And I'm using all Dixie Belle. The red is barn red. The brown is pine cone. The green is evergreen. Tail will come popping out, and then we'll go over it with the gilding wax. So if you happen to miss any of your little nooks and crannies in there, when you go in with the wash, it will fill those little places in for you. I think I will, oh, let's see. I think I need to do that green. Yep. That's the back end of the sleigh. And then we have all those pretty packages. Some kernel mustard would be pretty on a package. Let's see. This is kernel mustard, and I think it's a really pretty color, but it's not a color I use real often. I think the last time I used this color was on my jean jacket. If you guys remember that project, I just wore that jacket a couple of days ago. I love that jacket. I think we'll do another red package up there. Let's see, we'll do a green one in there. Oh, I need a little red flower over here. Okay, so now we just need a little bit of flesh color. I don't know what I used last time for flesh. Let me think what I have here that might work. Purple's not going to work. I think I'll mix a little bit of white and a little bit of brown and see if I can get a fleshy color. Let's see. Take a little bit of white. So I'm mixing a little bit of the same brown that I've been using with a little bit of white cotton, just to kind of make a flesh tone. I think I need a little more white to it. That's getting closer. Okay, let's see what that looks like. We just need a little bit. He's got gloves on. Oh yeah, that works out perfect. That is a perfect flesh color. We might give his gloves a little color too. That looks great. So we need a little bit of white on his hair because right now it's just clay. And then we'll give him a dry and then we'll get that wash on him. Let's see, a little white. It'll start to take on life when we get that wash on. Little mustache. And I think the brim of his hat, the furry part on his hat. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we're ready for the wash. Needs a good stirring because I haven't used it in a while. Okay, so this is kind of a magical thing. So you just take a little bit on the tip of your brush and just, you want to work it into the crevices. And when you use the, it's like an antique. And when you use this, it's called Van Dyke glaze. And you just do a section at a time. And then with a wet cloth, just wipe it back. And by doing that, it gives it an antique look. Helps bring out all of that detail. So when you're wiping back, you're leaving it in the crevices and wiping it off of the surface. I'll hold it up there for you in just a minute. You just want to do a section at a time because you don't want it drying out. I love the look that you get with the antiquing. It starts to get rich looking. Okay, see the difference where we've antiqued it here, and I haven't antiqued it here yet. But you can see a big difference. And then when we go with the gold gilding wax over the top of it, it'll really start to take on dimension. And also if you've missed any, if you've got any like light spots or spots that you've just missed completely, this fills in those places too. To me, this is like making it all look old and vintage, and so you can go over literally the whole piece with this. Always keeping in mind you only want to do a section at a time because you don't want this to dry up. And when you have a lot of detail like this piece does, it kind of, if you've missed any little spots in it, this kind of like camouflages all of those little spots that you might have missed because there's so much detail and it's all different colors. See how that toned that yellow way down? And there's like a little white in there between the green and the red, but this is going to fix all that. And ideally, if you're doing something like this, ideally, you would paint all your colors on, let it dry for a while before you rush back in and do what I'm doing. I'm kind of like rushing it along here. You'll see his red suit come to life here. And his beard. And the details on his face now will show. Okay, we just have a little bit down here, and then I'll give you a preview of what the gilding wax is going to look like on here. We won't do the whole piece, but I'll give you a preview. And this antiquing comes in several different colors. There's a pretty like gray, have to look at my little stash over there. This is the one I use the most. This is Van Dyke, and you can see it's almost all gone. It's the one I use the most. Okay. So this is gilding wax, and you've probably seen me use this a lot. And you can either use your fingertips, or I like to also use a stiff brush. And I just dip into it and just so lightly just go over just the high points. So now you still see the green, you still see the Van Dyke that we put on, but now all that detail, and there's a lot of detail in this piece, but now all that detail comes to life. And now it looks a lot more Christmassy. Isn't that pretty? We're going to do that all over the whole piece. I don't know if it shows up on camera or not, but when you put that glaze on, like down here, it's brown on top of brown, but now you can see different shades of brown. And then when we go over it with our gold, it becomes very regal. Where before it was one-dimensional, now it becomes three-dimensional and regal and real looking. I'm still going to do, you know, all the way around, everywhere on here, except I won't put it on his face. But I will, like on the packages and all the way around the rim on here. But you see how that changes it completely? This is flat and dull looking. Now it looks rich and elegant. I also made a star to put on here, like maybe right there. The guiding star for Santa's sleigh. And I found this wreath. I picked these up, I think last year at Hobby Lobby. I'm not sure where I got them. They're napkin rings, actually. But I thought this little piece looked pretty in the center of it. And then I have gold cord to hang this with. And so I'll put this at the top of that. So I think it's just going to be super cute when we get it all finished. Okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and take this star out and let it come to room temperature. There we go. Just falls right out. And set it over here, and we'll get it painted in a little bit. Okay. So this one has most of the antiquing already on it, but I see a few spots that could use a little bit more. And I'm just wetting my wet wipe. My wet wipes have all dried out, so I'm just wetting it. And earlier today, I took my tree stamps and stamped some Christmas trees across the base of this. And I think I have some video of it that I can pop up there later. So for the moment, just so I don't get any of this antiquing on here, I'm going to just move this out of the way. Close this up. And I want to paint this pretty star. And I just got a little bit of stuff to trim off. The star is really delicate until it's had time to harden up. But I just took it out of the mold, so I'm just going to have to be really gentle with it. Use the Dixie Belle gilding wax in gold and a good stiff brush. And this gilding wax lasts a long, long time. I've probably had this open for at least 5 years. And so all I'm going to do is just go over the high spots on here. So I want the antiquing to show. I want the green underneath to still show. I just want the high spots to be highlighted with the gold. We'll go over Santa's suit a little bit. Boy, Santa has a gorgeous sleigh, that's for sure. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? I love it. And we're going to do a little bit on our deer here. Not as heavy as we did the sleigh, but we're just going to give him a little bit of highlight too. I think that's enough. Give you a close-up. He's got a glow to him, but you still know he's Santa's Rudolph. And speaking of Santa's Rudolph, I should put a little red spot on the tip of his nose. We're just putting all the finishing touches on all our pieces. So that's what we're doing right now. Let me move this sleigh over here. So we've got the sleigh, we've got the reindeer, and now we're gonna sparkle up our packages a little bit. Doesn't take much. Okay, our packages are all jazzed up. Let's see. I have this cording that is in the ribbon section at Hobby Lobby. And I thought it would be pretty if I used both the gold and the red together. See if I can get them to fish through that hole. Okay, so I'm using the gold and the red going through. Let's see. I want it to go through this side too. Doesn't that look pretty with the trees on it? Okay, and I've had them in my stash for at least a year, if not longer. And let me cut that little tag off. Is on our hanger to have it hanging. Let's see. Just picture this being stretched out and then having this hang there with this little piece in the center of it, and that's your hanger. What do you guys think about that? Thanks, Molly. I love the trees too. It looks pretty cool when it's all put together, which we're going to finish it today. All the painting is done. Now it's just the assembling. So do you guys like this idea of the little wreath at the top of the hanger and the little berries and pine cones in the center? Okay, so that's going to work. Okay, so that's that. And then at the end, I'll get my hot glue gun out and glue that on. Okay, so this is our Christmas hanger. Is it in the camera? There. I think that's really pretty. So now we just need to get all of our pieces on here. So we've got Santa's sleigh, and I'm trying not to cover up all the trees. At least you can still see treetops and know that there's trees there. And if you guys have thoughts or ideas or better suggestions, I'm open to all of it. And then we had extra packages, so I just set them down here. But if you have a better idea, I'm open for that too. Let's see. You can go like that. And then I thought today that actually taking a strand of the gold cord and running it from Santa's hand like there up to the reindeer. I don't know if it should go around his neck. You guys tell me. I kind of like it around his neck. And I'm going to tack it down with glue. I like that. Okay, so scissors. I keep putting them away. I think there's a scruffy hair there. So let me turn this around and get your feedback. Do you think this is a good arrangement? If you guys think this is a good arrangement, do you like the packages down here? Should I leave them down here or should I take them off? Let me show you what it looks like if I take them off. If I take them off, I'll pull that tighter. But then you get more effect of the trees. I kind of like it better without the packages on it. What do you guys think? All right, so I need this to be tight and taut. So I'm putting it on carefully so that when I press it down on here, that I don't have glue seeping out because this glue dries yellow. And I want some glue on those ropes. Okay. I love that cording around the deer's neck. I think that's pretty cool. And then we'll scoot him up a little bit. And I thought I was so clever making my little video to announce the live, and then I thought, well, maybe you guys didn't understand that that was the post today. Okay, and I'm being careful not to get too much glue, especially on those legs. So it doesn't come seeping out on me. Okay. Come on, Rudolph. I think that looks so cute with a rope, the harness on him. Get my hot glue gun. I'm glad we took the packages off. I think that looks much better. It was just too much. And then you can still see the trees better. So, on our little hanger here, so it's going to hang like that. Okay, I think that looks super cute. Just need to wait for my glue gun to get heated up. I had some red, green, and white cording too, but I kind of like the red and the gold together. Oh, I have this little gold star I want to put on here too. And it's so delicate, I just made him this afternoon. I'll glue him on when I turn him back around. Ooh, I like that star there. I'm just waiting for the glue gun to heat up. So while we're waiting for that, all right, so now I'm just going to glue our little pine cone. I think that's so cute in the middle of that wreath. I just think it makes it a really festive little hanger. Just going to hold it there. And I still have to paint the back of this, but you know, for a $1.50 board, I think it turned out really cute. Last year, I did something similar on this board, and that piece I gave to my daughter. She's got it hanging up in her kitchen. It looks so cute in there. And this board is from Walmart, and I really, really love. I was looking to see if it had a price tag on it, but it doesn't. But I think it's just really a pretty board. But, you know, I picked these up at the Dollar Tree because I always know I can do something cool on the back side of it, and it's a nice little shape. So I'm just saying, if you happen to be in a Dollar Tree, you don't have to love what's on the one side, because I am going to paint the back side of it. Oh, I want to glue down that star that's guiding Santa. It's pretty delicate because I just took it out of the mold. Boy, that little star just finishes the whole thing off. It's so funny how that happens. Okay, so I think all our pieces are on there good. I'm going to trim that off a little bit. I'm going to bring the camera up. Okay, so here it is, you guys. Get the whole thing in there. So there she is. And one of my kiddos is going to get her for Christmas. Isn't that sleigh pretty? And you'd never know it was a sign from the Dollar Tree. I'm pretty happy with it too. I love the trees in the background. And I like the tissue paper a lot too. I've never done it with tissue paper like that before, but it just looks Christmassy and holiday-ish and snowy white. All right. So that's it, you guys. That's all I've got. So I will be online on Facebook, but I won't be doing any more lives, but I might be, and I'm still uploading. Oh, I should mention this. I am uploading more videos up on YouTube, but I've also made some shorts that are up there. So, and I'm like, I think I need 40 more subscribers on YouTube. So if you haven't subscribed on my YouTube station, that would be like the best Christmas gift ever. The best holiday gift ever is if you would just go subscribe. Even if you don't like to watch YouTube, just help me out with a subscription. And that's it. That's all I got, you guys. That's all I got. Well, you all have a very Merry Christmas too, and enjoy your family and your friends, and just embrace the season and know that I appreciate all of you, and I will see you in the new year. So you guys have a great evening. Thanks so much. Hi, Cheryl. Bye, Cheryl.